Picture this, a 59-year-old obese man wearing makeup takes advantage of this perverted legal technicality and sneaks into a gender and age-specific changing area, a room for female children aged 14 to 19, only where they change their clothes. This 59-year-old pedophile then creeps around, drooling over the naked bodies of these children. Then to top it all off, he brags about doing this to his close circle of pedophile coomers. I think we can all agree this man deserves to be locked up, and the key should be shot out of our solar system. Some Americans say death penalty. 77.3 million Americans say president.
I'll tell you the funniest is that I'll go backstage before a show.
Yes.
And everyone's getting dressed and ready and everything else. And, no men are anywhere. And I'm allowed to go in because I'm the owner of the pageant, and therefore I'm inspecting it. I'm inspecting. I want to make sure that
like
everything is good.
You're there.
Yeah, the dress. Is everyone okay? They're standing there with no clothes. Is everybody okay? And you see these incredible-looking women. And so I sort of get away with it.
Here's an exact quote of what Trump told New York Magazine in 2002. "I've known Jeff for 15 years. Terrific guy. He's a lot of fun to be with. It is even said that he likes beautiful women as much as I do, and many of them are on the younger side. But no, it's okay, guys. Don't worry about that. See, I just investigated myself and found no wrongdoing." Yeah, as I'm sure we all know by now, about 10 days ago, the FBI and Department of Justice officially released their breakthrough new findings on the Jeffrey Epstein whole situation.
Excuse me, where's Mr. Epstein?
Down the hall and to the left.
Thanks.
Hold on to your seats, guys. This is crazy news. You'll be glad to know there's absolutely no client list. Yep, absolutely no files you gotta worry about. Yeah, we may or may not have printed out the, I quote, Phase 1 Epstein files on sheets of A4 paper and handed them out to social media influencers to pose with. But on God, that was all cap. We were just capping. They were blank sheets of paper, I swear. And you heard when I said the Department of Justice are the ones who reported that the client list doesn't exist, right? Bro, the Attorney General of the DOJ, Pam Bondi, has been bragging since February that the Epstein client list was on my desk, ready to go.
In February, I did an interview on Fox, and it's been getting a lot of attention. I was asked a question about the client list, and my response was, it's sitting on my desk. It's sitting on my desk right now.
By the way, have a look at this. This is the guy Trump first picked to be Attorney General before he had to replace him with Pam Bondi. Just hear this guy out.
So they're saying there is a 17-year-old girl, 17-year-old woman who...
You'll be glad to hear they also came to another revelation. Apparently, it is 100% certain that Jeffrey Epstein offed himself. Of course, what can I say, man? It's such a shame that all the CCTV cameras in Epstein's prison magically turned off for the exact 2 minutes of time when he hung himself in his prison cell. Oh, and it's a crazy coincidence that the raw CCTV footage released by the DOJ had its metadata edited by Adobe Premiere Pro. Are you fucking kidding me? Well, fair enough to them, man. They're using better software than me, so yeah, I'm just hating. But yeah, so many coincidences, man. It reminds me of, like, Prince Andrew's victim who was just about to go on trial, who stated many times she wasn't suicidal, who coincidentally offed herself as well. Crazy world, man. You know what actually would have been more devastating, though? The whole CCTV Epstein thing would have been so much worse if there was actually no cover-up. It would be so much worse if Jeff actually did kill himself and the cameras missed it. They randomly cut out. Oh my god, we just lost the best video ever recorded. That would have done crazy numbers on LiveLeak, bro. Can you imagine the meme template material? Oh my god. Well, guys, as of now, we have some big developments. The Orange Man himself, now not the annoying Orange, although that was pretty awesome. No, Trump came out and finally gave us the rundown. According to him, the concept of Jeffrey Epstein's client list was a big hoax, maliciously cooked up by Kenya's finest, Barack Obama and Joe Biden, of course, and Hillary, and I don't know, just every single op he's ever had, he threw into the conspiracy box. They all invented the Epstein files as some elaborate plot against him.
And in terms of the credibility of the different things that they've seen, and I would say that, these files were made up by Comey, they were made up by Obama, they were made up by the Biden, and we went through years of that. with the Russia hoax?
You said this was all a hoax. Has your attorney general told you this was a hoax? What evidence have you seen?
No, it's not the attorney general. No, I know it's a hoax. It's started by Democrats. Some stupid Republicans and foolish Republicans fall into the net, and so they try and do the Democrats' work. They're wasting their time with a guy who obviously had some very serious problems, who died 3-4 years ago.
Jeffrey Epstein hoax, too, because that's another hoax.
Bruh, what can I say? I just hope that my homies have my back the same way Trump has Epstein's. I just hope I have this level of friendship with my boys, you know? Literally every big event to happen with Epstein involved has happened under the Trump administration, which apparently some Republicans don't understand.
The suicide thing is bull.
The Biden administration was not involved in a conviction or a trial of him.
And that's a good point of clarification. But he was arrested and indicted under Merrick Garland.
No, under Trump.
Who had
Epstein was arrested, indicted, and committed suicide under Trump. In 2019, Trump was president. Merrick Garland was not the attorney general.
Okay.
Best friends, that's how Trump and Jeff were described by Jeff himself. I mean, bro, these guys have more photos together than I have with my granddad. Like, they were tight. There's that awesome video of them together, obviously fresh off some pure ass
1990s
coke and talking each other's fucking ears off. So it shouldn't be controversial at all for me to say the reason Trump is denying the existence of the Epstein client list and denying the release of all the other Epstein files is because it's just absolutely littered with his name and probably has some quite compromising, blackmail-y kind of stuff on it, which is another key part of this that the DOJ are completely denying the existence of, which is exactly what someone would say if they had been blackmailed. Telltale sign, I'd say. Quick editor note from me. Yeah, I'm the editor. Trump's birthday letter to Epstein from 2003 just got leaked by the Wall Street Journal, and it mainly consists of a drawing of a naked woman with Donald Trump's signature as the woman's pubic hair, which is where his name deserves to be, by the way. But importantly, it concluded with the line, "Happy birthday and may every day be another wonderful secret." So if this doesn't confirm there's blackmail involved, I don't know what will.
Jeffrey Epstein? Yeah, but before you judge me, know this. Yes, I was on the sex island, but only for the snorkeling. I didn't know anything about the kid stuff. No.
Everybody in politics has a vice that's much worse than alcoholism, is the way that I put it. But we
release the list.
Seriously, we need to release the Epstein list. That is an important thing.
This man Trump was attending peak Diddy parties, bro.
Working for Diddy for 6 years trained me to have to be perfect.
Working for Diddy?
Absolutely.
I love Diddy. You know, he's a good friend of mine. He's a good guy. Is he a good guy?
I don't want to answer that question.
Oh, wow. I think he's a good guy. I'm going to stick up for him.
Who, by the way, is potentially going to walk free. The diddler is going to be back out on the streets, bro. Potentially even because Trump pardons him. You can't even make this shit up, bro.
I know people are thinking about it. I know they're thinking about it. I think some people have been very close to asking.
Anyway, Trump, look, man, he was on the island. He was on that island 110,000,000 gazillion %. Also, I think the client list would contain his entire cabinet's names.
You weren't ever on Jeffrey Epstein's jet, were you?
I was on Jeffrey Epstein's jet 2 times.
All his political allies, all the people paying him, all the donors and shit, they're all on that client list.
Are you still talking about Jeffrey Epstein? This guy's been talked about for years. You're asking, we have Texas, we have this, we have all of the things. I mean, I can't believe you're asking a question on Epstein at a time like this where we're having some of the greatest success.
What about people who say you're only interested in the Middle East for oil?
What? Huh? Oil? Who said something about oil? Bitch, you cooking?
But the funniest thing about this whole situation to me is, I don't know if you guys remember this ancient history, but in the great Kamala fight, in the great 2024 presidential battle, it got very, very close. So close, in fact, that Trump really kind of got desperate and started throwing fucking anything at the wall. Anything that sounded kind of cool, he was running with it. He was spouting off some crazy shit, man, including Epstein stuff.
Would you declassify the 9/11 files?
Yeah.
Would you declassify JFK files?
Yeah.
Would you,
I did a lot of it.
Would you declassify the Epstein files?
Yeah, I would.
All right.
I guess I would. I think that less so because, you don't know it. You don't want to affect people's lives if it's phony stuff in there because there's a lot of phony stuff with that whole world. But I think I would.
And now he's saying like, oh, I don't know why everyone suddenly cares so much.
Why do you think your supporters in particular have been so interested in the Epstein story and so upset about how it's been handled?
I don't understand why they would be so interested. He's dead for a long time. He was never a big factor in terms of life. I don't understand what the interest or what the fascination is. I really don't. And the credible information's been given, but I don't understand why the Jeffrey Epstein case would be of interest to anybody. It's pretty boring stuff. It's sordid, but it's boring. And I don't understand why it keeps going. I think really only pretty bad people, including fake news, want to keep something like that going.
Let me maybe present a slight idea as to why people care so much, especially your own voter base, why they care so much about Epstein and this whole situation. Because you fucking campaigned on it. What did you think was gonna fucking happen? It has, however, been kind of satisfying to see all the MAGA sectors go either into pure denial mode.
I think the DOJ should immediately move to unseal all the Epstein documents in the Southern District of New York.
Yeah.
I think every file should be released to the public. I'm done talking about Epstein for the time being. I'm going to trust my friends in the administration. I'm going to trust my friends in the government to do what needs to be done, solve it, balls in their hands.
Or alternatively, it's also been very satisfying seeing MAGA sectors being handed their I Fell For It award gold medals.
So now by coming in and being part of the cover-up, the Trump administration has become part of it. I mean, it's just, you cannot see it any other way. So I just got to the office. I'm going to go throw up, actually. And this only happens every few years when something really, really bad happens or something. I'm not physically going to puke probably right now. My mouth is watering right now because I have integrity. And I just really need the Trump administration to succeed and to save this country. They're doing so much good. And then for them to do something like this.
Yeah, man, it's crazy. It's almost as if Trump is some kind of evil reptilian landlord freak without a drop of empathy in his body, who doesn't care about humans and just wants as much money, even if it comes from the most evil things ever, like Israel, or like being connected in higher levels of society by going to islands and doing interesting things, and will do anything to further himself, regardless of how evil the act is. For example, did you know that towards the end of the Biden presidency, US aid spent $800K on producing these high-energy biscuits, which are used to help people, mainly women and children, impacted by natural disasters or war. Basically, these biscuits were emergency food that can be served to unfortunate people in the direct aftermath of a catastrophic event, before the charities have time to come and set up their kitchens and shit. These biscuits made up enough food to feed about 1.5 million children for a week, equal to nearly 500 metric tons of emergency food. And you would think, oh well, Trump is Trump. Obviously he would find some evil twisted way to oppose this. However, since the food has already been made and is ready and is in storage, that's already been paid for, it should just be moved, distributed to someone else, and then given out to starving kids by the other people who now have the biscuits. No! Do you remember this guy, the autistic kethead, the guy responsible for so much of the Epstein file hype anyway? He fired pretty much all of the US aid workers under Trump's guidance. This means now there's no workers to transport all the biscuits to another warehouse down the road owned by the World Food Program, who would then distribute the food out themselves. But no, the USA couldn't pay aid workers 1 extra week's worth of wages to sort this specific situation out. No way. So instead of spending a small amount of money paying aid workers to wrap it up, transport the food, whatever, Trump's government is, on the day I'm currently recording right now, spending a much larger amount of money on burning the fucking food, incinerating the fucking food. This is because they have to get rid of it. They can't just keep a warehouse full and not pay the rent. The contents has to be destroyed. So look, I'll just summarize the 2 options which the Trump administration had, and you can tell me the one you would have chosen. Option A, spend less money, feed starving children. Option B, spend more money, feed no starving children. Yep, obviously B is the clear winner here, man. And this is just the exact method which the Trump administration makes every single decision based on. If it looks good on paper and if it sounds good on Fox News, they'll do it. The actual consequences do not matter unless they're getting someone a cheeky bonus payment. This is why they fired their top guy. They fired their #1 dude. Republicans reverted back from deeming Tesla vandalization as terrorism and started fucking keying the Teslas again. This is the mentality these stupid cunts have. This is why the same people who got this fucking guy the presidency are now crying like little girls on Twitter when he obviously doesn't do the thing he promised he would do, releasing the Jeff files. You know what though? Look, maybe I'm just blowing this out of proportion. Maybe none of this really actually matters. I understand that, yeah, Trump is out there doing much more important things than this right now. He's making a lot more important things happen in America right now, like having a fucking UFC match at the White House. Oh my god, man. I wonder if a Georgian will win. I wonder if someone from the Caucasus Mountains will win. Man, I came here to see my favorite American UFC fighter win. How the fuck did Shashvili Winvili Gingili Shvili Willy? How the fuck did he win, bro? This ain't fair. This ain't fucking fair, dude. But realistically, I don't know. This is probably just another opportunity he's trying to create to steal another fucking sports trophy. I actually can't believe this shit, bro. Sorry for the lower quality editing on this video than usual. I made it in like 24 hours. I just wanted to rant about this news because it's just like crazy to me. If you guys want to see some like really intricately edited, intricately written meme videos, then go back and look at some of my other videos, I guess. And guys, most importantly, please subscribe so I can complete my goal, my big goal, my dream. All I want is to have 10 times the amount of subscribers as Benjamin Netanyahu. That's all I want. Help me ratio him, guys. Sub now and watch out for Diddy. Guys, keep an eye open. He might be out on the street wearing all white, clinking a baby oil bottle with a Ciroc bottle, looking for some new victims. So just be careful, yeah?